Hey, everybody. I'm back here with another agent, partner of mine here at EXP, and also a fellow coach. Definitely coaches to different things than I do, which is why we make great partners. We're going to talk a little bit about this. Peter Pessetto and I go way back in our early days of leadership at a former company, which is really cool, and then found ourselves full circle in business together at this brokerage, but also really kind of doing different coaching things, which we're going to talk a little bit about. Because remember, my whole point of doing these business spotlights and these agent partner spotlights is to introduce you to the people I get to be in business with in case they could help you in any way, shape, or form. Peter is up in Hudson Valley, New York, so on the complete opposite side of the country, and doing some really, really cool things. So before we get into business stuff, Peter, got to talk
Yes.
about yourself personally, because I like people to get to know who you are as a person before we talk biz.
Sure. So I started in the real estate industry in 98. And my career's gone. I went residential, then I ended up in multifamily,
Mhm.
and I was doing multifamily in '07 when the bottom dropped out of the market. And I was like, all right, I just saw this niche die. Let me just go into general commercial.
Yep.
So I don't have to be niched. And then that took off and I had a team from that. And then 2013, I got an opportunity to get into leadership. And then 2014, somebody was like, you'd make a good coach. And I was like, all right. And I have a sports background. My dad was a gym teacher. So coaching, I used to coach elite soccer players. So I liked coaching, but I just never really saw myself at that level at that point in my career.
Mhm.
And yeah, from there, it's been leadership and the coaching side, and it's been an absolute blast. I was the guy that did planes, trains, and automobiles for about 2.5 years. I did 100 nights a year in a hotel for 3 years straight.
Oh, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you and I go back to about 2013, probably right when
Yeah.
you got into that leadership role, because it was the same year I got into the leadership role, coincidentally. And I think we met down in Austin, Texas at some training
Yes, we
from our
did.
respective
First
cities.
role play
And
partners. We did role play
yes,
party.
we go way back to role playing. Oh my gosh. Peter was way better at role playing than me because this is not how my mind works, but it was fun and we've stayed connected ever since. Our paths have gone a little bit opposite, but in the same realm of really wanting to pour into agents and help them be successful.
Yeah.
And so Peter has really leaned into kind of the operations, the systems, the automation, the technology, which is really, really awesome. And I always really appreciate that because that's not necessarily where I naturally go. So let's talk a little bit about what you're doing now, fast forward in your coaching and some of the successes you're seeing and some of the fun that you're having.
Yeah. So if you had told me even like 3 years ago that I was going to be a systems coach,
Yeah.
there's just no way. I was always a mindset guy.
Yes.
And yet mindset has a shelf life.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we have to do something. And I'd have agents that like get off a call and they could run through a brick wall.
Hmm.
And you'd swear they were going to light the world on fire. And 3 days later, they'd done nothing.
Yes. Yes.
And so it really got into like, the systems are the habits of our business.
Yeah.
And very much I've seen in this industry that agents rise or fall to the level of their systems.
Right.
And, if you really want to last in this business,
Hmm.
you really got to start putting systems in place.
Yeah.
And it's not as scary as I thought it was.
Hmm.
Um, I try to work to make it not so scary for others.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of went down this road, and where I see, especially in the last year with AI,
Hmm.
in the last 2 months, I eliminated probably $20,000 in virtual assistant expenses
Hmm.
with $120 worth of AI subscriptions. Like,
Yeah.
it's unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
And when everyone has access to the same information,
Yeah.
then it's going to be about what is your speed of delivery? What is your ability to automate that? What is your ability to track that? And I think in the past, we heard automation and somewhere we went, that's not genuine.
Yeah.
And to me, I've kind of come around the circle of, look, I care so much about this relationship
Yeah.
that I went ahead and wrote this down ahead of time so that you would know where you were in the process, or you would get this
Yeah.
answer when you needed it, and not just when I had time to get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's so
that's driven
interesting
from,
that you say that. I just did a video about automating your authenticity. That's what you're talking
yes,
about.
100%. And, I'm a single dad. And when I'm with my son, he's 10. We cook, we do homework, we play Switch. Like, I choose to be present in those moments. And I don't choose to be present at the loss for my clients. Like, I want to be able to help both. I want to be able to help my clients and have that alone time with my son. And I think that thoughtfulness is going the extra miles. Like, look, if you're planning for how many closings this year and
Yeah.
you don't have a plan for what you're going to send somebody after closing,
Yeah. Right.
like, do that once and it's done for however many times your goal is.
And there's something to be said about consistency. You've thought the idea up, so it is authentic. It's coming from your heart because you thought of it. It's just automating it so it's consistent, so you don't miss somebody, so you don't think about it last minute or a little too late, or something of that nature. And also, so you can do other things and not just be a slave to your business because you don't have any systems. That is the natural way, if I'm talking very generally about real estate agents, because most of us are not naturally going to run towards systems,
And I
because
certainly did. And it took me almost 25 years to get to
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm still resisting. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not really, but I am. But the point is, if you are a realtor watching this, you're probably going, yes, that's me, that's me, that's me. And the cool thing you were sharing with me before we jumped on the interview, Peter, is really about now, you've taken time to really learn a system. You've created a system that you plug people into. It's combined system with coaching. They can't just choose one or the other. It's both, because after your years of coaching people and realizing that you could tell them everything that they needed to do and get their mindset fired up, but they still didn't go do it, that you guys get together and you actually execute while you're doing it, and you're running at a speed with other producers that are really serious about doing this, which I think is the key. Because if you don't execute in the moments when you're excited to do it, you probably won't. And the reason we don't always do the things that are automation and operations is because we are a little bit intimidated by it, right?
And what I've come to is, you only have to solve a problem one time. You only have to get a system in place once. I had
Yeah.
a guy show up this morning. I don't know if you agents out there have ever had this problem, but believe it or not, some people have problems in being consistent in social media. And, it was this big, I won't even say thorn in his side, was this big weight on his shoulders.
Yeah.
And last week, he spent the entire month of January getting a system in place, and he had all of February already posted.
Yeah.
And he showed up on the call today and he literally was like, I don't know what to do with myself now. Like,
Yeah.
because he's so used to carrying that burden around.
Yes.
And so now we just put a plan in place for him to knock out and always be 30 days ahead. He goes, I've never been 30 days. I've never had that conversation ever in my business.
Yeah.
He goes, at best was what am I going to post this week? Most of the time it's what am I going to post today that'll bring
Today.
something
Yeah.
in.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, now, like, I see this in, and it's just freed him up to go be him and be more present in his other relationships.
Yeah, that's amazing. You talked about somebody having an idea for Valentine's Day and a giveaway, and your system can actually go out there, collect that information, put it into a system, and make that all automated. And he had an idea, and over the weekend and within this morning, you guys were able to put it together. So, a lot of times we're idea people. We have all these ideas, but then we get stuck in how do we do it? So then we just don't do it. But if we could actually execute on these ideas on a consistent basis, it would make a huge difference.
And that's what it's all about, is that's what the system is. And, all these guys have taken the time to get their core stuff in place so that when we have an idea, a lot of times when somebody has an idea, it's, oh, is that a shiny object? Is that a distraction? For my guys with the systems in place, it's a great idea. We can have it implemented within an hour. It plugs into everything else we're doing. And it's now set up that I can go duplicate this for Easter or Thanksgiving or something else. It's done.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And so right now you are getting people into the system. There's a full onboarding. In addition, 90 days is an intensive. You have to be coaching. We got to get the system set up. And then from there, you can choose if you want to continue on coaching. You can also choose to partner with us at EXP, and that would be, something included in what we offer to you. Really, it's a success through others model here at EXP. And when I've seen what Peter has done with his life, what he's done with his coaching, his passion for coaching and helping other people be better, elevating, even his own knowledge and getting out of his own comfort zone to get into the systems so that he could teach other people how to do it. This is what it's all about, because these are the things that we're actually lacking, that if we can put them to place, they're going to make a difference in our business and our life. And whoever I can partner with that is doing great things like that, I love it. And a lot of the things that Peter and I talk about are complementary, because he's doing things I'm not, and vice versa. And so, we really love to bring people in and pour into them in the different ways that we can. So that's one option. But the other option is just talking to Peter about his coaching.
And I'm not like, that's, you said it great. And, what's the longest you ever had a client? Maybe a couple of years?
Yeah.
Right. But, even the best of coaches, after a couple of years, we've had some great coaches ourselves. You need something different. You need to work on something different. Right. And that's why, I'm not your forever coach. I'm like 90 days. Let's get your stuff in place, because it's going to make everything else that you do better.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's the foundation. And then you can move to all the other things that we have or to other things that you want to do. And it's really, really cool. And so you also offer some free education. So at the end of the video, we're going to put that, but you do that weekly?
Yes. So I have a public calendar, and it's on the page that we're going to put out there. I really had to go back, and you probably will appreciate this. I think there are a lot of people out there who call themselves coaches.
Yeah.
That are more just teachers or trainers.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to draw the line for my clients and for my prospective clients of, this is training, this is coaching. Mm-hmm. Coaching, there's a level of accountability.
Yeah.
And I'll offer the training for free to anyone.
Yeah.
And then if those people, like whether they're external or internal clients, are looking for someone to hold them accountable to the training, that's where I can take over and help. And, the 90-day execution plan that we've created, 100% of my clients are telling me that they're light years ahead of where they normally are at the end of January. Every single one of my clients right now is either at goal, ahead of goal, or feeling substantially down the road. And that's available for free. Anybody can go watch that. I want to really put out a lot of great free education. I have AI marketing lead generation classes. Go take them for free. Would love to have you do it. If you're looking for accountability, if you're looking for implementation, that's the type of people that Cari's looking for. That's the type of people I'm looking for, is the people that are going to see this and go, yeah, I want to go big. How do I get there?
Yeah, exactly. And you can't do it alone. By the way, my lights went off. I don't know
we
why.
both tried.
I'm like, hello, there we go. That's called energy efficiency, everybody. Apparently I wasn't moving around enough this time. So, yeah,
Cari,
I mean,
you light the room up no matter where you are. You don't need,
the light. That is very true. I mean, the reality is that you're running as fast as the people around you. And so, that's why I love to introduce all my partners to you guys, because you can see the level that people are running. And if you want to run alongside of us, we're here to help you do that. But you can absolutely get a taste of it for free in the free education. So at the end of the video, we're going to have all of Peter's contact information, as well as all the information on the free trainings. We hope that you guys will join in some of them. And if you know anybody looking to buy, sell, or invest, because he works with investors and so does his team up in the Hudson Valley area of New York, and there is a lot of opportunities for short-term, mid-term rentals, et cetera.
Actually, one of the best places in the country to find short-term rentals.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you know investors, if you've been investors that are thinking about other areas, he's a great referral partner. So check him out. Thanks so much, Peter, for being here. I appreciate you, and really, really appreciate being in business with you.
Thank you. I appreciate being in business with you. And I always appreciate the one-on-one time. Thank you.
Absolutely. See you, everybody. Thanks, Peter.
Bye.